This is an amazing kitchen spice. These are 5 lesser known but really important benefits of this 95% curcumin for dogs and cats. We're having a brand new webinar, 95% curcumin for dogs and cats, plus my top natural solutions for allergies, arthritis, and cancer. You can click the link in the box below to sign up. This here is one of my favorite spices. I really like curries. This is turmeric. Comes from a root looking something like this. The ingredient that gives the turmeric the orange color is this, 95% curcumin. Curcumin has been extensively studied. It is a very safe supplement, showing to have virtually no toxicity. Well, standard doses of the 95% curcumin are somewhere between 50 to 100 milligrams per 10 pounds of body weight daily. It isn't well absorbed, and it really is important you give it with the food, in particular with fat, to increase absorption. There now are much more absorbable forms of curcumin, so then it may need to be modified. And these are 5 new benefits that you're probably not even aware of. There's a ton of research going on lately with type 2 diabetes. It's going to be epidemic amongst people, and guess what? They're really excited about this, the 95% curcumin. So in diabetes, type 2 diabetes in particular, you still have the pancreas producing insulin, but you have the cells no longer responding to insulin. And when you have that, you have elevated levels of glucose or hyperglycemia. But I think one of the big common denominators behind all of this is inflammation. You have inflammation affecting the cells. They're no longer responding to insulin. As blood sugar persistency stays higher, you have more inflammation. You have this ongoing cycle. What a number of the studies have seen is that if you supplement with 95% curcumin, you're seeing a whole bunch of different measures of diabetes improve. You're seeing less insulin resistance. You're seeing lower levels of blood glucose. You're seeing decreased inflammation. With the curcumin, they're also seeing decrease in fat levels in terms of triglycerides, in terms of cholesterol. They're seeing better control over hypertension or high blood pressure. So if you have a diabetic dog or cat, you should really be considering the 95% curcumin. Number 2, liver disease. It's not uncommon for your dog to have gone to your veterinarian, they've done a blood panel, they see elevated liver enzymes, ALT, ALK-Phos. You're like, my dog's got some type of underlying liver thing going on. The liver is that big organ which filters everything. So it's really prone to damage. Think of toxins, etc., that your dog or your cat might ingest. The liver has to process that. These toxins, they can cause oxidative stress, and that's what's damaging the liver. Curcumin does a great job of combating oxidative stress. It's this very potent antioxidant that's combating those free radicals. So majority of liver conditions, so most animals that have been diagnosed with liver disease or have been told your dog has elevated liver enzymes, they can really likely benefit from 95% curcumin. Number 3, eye diseases. These eye diseases, they include conjunctivitis, that's inflammation around the surface of the eye, of which Tula has bouts of. They can include a thing called uveitis, where you get inflammation along the cornea. There's a condition called dry eye, where you have dogs that don't produce enough tears. What you see is often this sort of mucoid film on the surface of your dog's eye. There are cataracts. Tula's lens is no longer really clear. There's an especially serious eye condition called glaucoma, where pressure builds up within the eye. You actually see the eye bulging. Really difficult to treat. A review study covering eye diseases and the benefits of 95% curcumin showed that curcumin could benefit all those specific eye disorders. Number 4, inflammatory bowel disease. This is chronic inflammation within the intestinal tract, and it's characterized by vomiting and chronic diarrhea. It's becoming much more common amongst our dogs and cats. So what's happening is your animals are reacting to either the food, some of the antigens via what they're eating. It could be a reaction to the protein. They get chronic inflammation, all these inflammatory cells within the small intestine, for instance, resulting in the vomiting and or diarrhea. You get excess inflammation leading to these clinical signs. The curcumin is acting as an anti-inflammatory. Secondarily, it seems to strongly infiltrate the intestinal tract. It's almost forming a barrier, helping protect it against inflammation. Traditionally in practice, there weren't many options. We play around with diet and then look at the stronger immunosuppressives, such as the steroids. The steroids, as you know, have a whole host of side effects, PU, PD, immunosuppressive, etc. This 95% curcumin is such a better option. Number 5, this is a condition our dogs can get. It's called hyperadrenocorticism or Cushing's disease. In Cushing's disease, a gland in front of the kidney called the adrenal gland, it produces too much cortisol. More typically, we see it in the small breeds, middle-aged to older. Little Tula, she is a classic example. So clinical signs, these guys start to drink more, urinate more often. Their appetite is typically increased. Often in practice, I see these guys come in with kind of this distended swaying belly, and often you're going to see symmetric hair loss. For the majority of dogs that have Cushing's disease, it's caused because they have a benign pituitary tumor. One study was able to show that the use of this guy, once again, 95% curcumin, was able to induce apoptosis, that's cell death, in these pituitary tumors in terms of actually treating the root cause of the Cushing's disease. So if you're to have a dog that has Cushing's disease, I strongly encourage you to try this 95% curcumin. There they are, the top 5 lesser known therapeutic uses of 95% curcumin for dogs and cats. Thanks so much for watching this edition of Veterinary Secrets of 95% curcumin for dogs and cats. We're having a brand new webinar, 95% curcumin for dogs and cats, plus my top natural solutions for allergies, arthritis, and cancer. You can click the link in the box below to sign up.